Hey, welcome back to Brent's Crossroads, and this is our first port day on our Serenade of the Seas Royal Caribbean cruise. We are in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we decided to not do a shore excursion through the boat. We pre-booked a Bacardí excursion at the Bacardí website. So the first thing we have to do to get to Bacardí, which is across in Catano Bay, is we need to walk to the end of the pier and go to the ferry terminal to catch a ride over. You can also take an Uber over or a taxi. It's a 45-minute taxi ride, or it's also a 10-minute boat ride. So you go out to the port, into the pier, hang a left. We pre-booked ours through the Bacardí website for the bus to Bacardí and the ferry. So when we go up here to the terminal, we'll check in, show them our tickets, and they gave us a wristband to use for the ferry and for the bus. You could book your tickets in advance for the ferry. It's really cheap. I think 50 cents each way. Or you can also buy them here at the terminal. The ferry ride, once you get on, is a nice, quick 10-minute ride. It offers beautiful views looking back at San Juan. You get a view once you get a little bit further out of the Paseo de Morro, the walkway that's around Old San Juan that goes around the Castillo San Felipe de Morro, which is right here. I'd zoom in on it a little bit better, but you get a good view of everything. So it's a nice 10-minute ride. Sit back, relax. Once you get to the port, to the ferry port, the terminal, you'll get out, exit the terminal, and there will be, if you've pre-booked, there'll be a bus waiting on you. Show them your wristband, get on. Then it's about a 25-30-minute ride to Bacardí, depending on the traffic. Once you get there, there is the welcome center. Has an outdoor tent which features where you'll check in. It has a bar because you'll get a medallion voucher for a drink with you when you buy your tours. And in typical Caribbean fashion, it stormed for about 10 minutes as soon as we got there. But in typical Caribbean fashion, after about 10 minutes, the storm passed and it was over. For our drinks here at the menu, we got the mojito and the melonberry moves. Both were good, mixed very strongly, very well done. And once the rain stopped, I was able to get some views of the rack house. As we get over here, it's also under construction, where they're adding on capacity. They also have the really cool Casa Bacardí sign here, made with the barrels. And of course, the goober that I am, I had to go pose with it and throw horns, because that's just me. Now, because of the rain, they put out these awesome wet signs that were bananas. I was obsessed with them. The building over here to the side of the welcome tent, it features the bathrooms, and it also has a place that you can order food, as well as that really cool mural painted on the side. We didn't try the food this time because we had just had breakfast, and we were going to go look for some food when we got back to Old San Juan from here at Catano. It's one of the tram buses. They also had this really cool, sweet block version of the Bacardí bat. It's one of the main buildings that we'll see on the tram tour. So with your tours, you will get on the tram.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen,
and take a ride around.
Just a quick little diagnostic test to make sure you guys can all.
And your tram tour guide is also your tour guide for like our mixology class. He was our mixology guy. There's 4 different tours that you can do at Bacardí.
And welcome all to the world's largest premium rum distillery. My name is Danny. I'll be your brand specialist for this lovely afternoon, and today we are going to be creating 2 iconic cocktails in 2 iconic fashions. But we're going to do this Now, of course, before we get to the cocktail creation, I want to show you guys around. There's a lot to see here. And I don't know if you guys know, but in this facility, we produce rum. And not just any rum, Bacardí rum. 85% of all the Bacardí rum that's made in the world comes from right here, Puerto Rico's smallest municipal known as Cataño. Y hoy, today, let's get a better understanding about what goes on in this facility and on how this all came to be. So, our story actually begins in the 4th of February in 1862 in a small town in Cuba called Santiago de Cuba, where our founder, Don Facundo Bacardí Maso, was the man who revolutionized the rum distillation process as we know it. Our first presence in Puerto Rico was actually in Old San Juan. Now the thing is, you guys might be wondering, Daniel, pero what Bacardí building is in Old San Juan? I've lived here all my life and I haven't seen one. Well guys, that building was decommissioned in the 60s, and now, in 2025, it's a Foot Locker. So if you guys seen a Foot Locker in Old San Juan, that's where the old Bacardí building used to be. That wasn't until 1958 that we moved here to Cataño to open up 127 acres of rum distillation, where to this day, we are the #1 family-owned spirit business in the world. Currently owned by the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th generation of the Bacardí family, with over 1,000 awards and owners of 150 other brands, such as Dewar's, Grey Goose, Patron, Martini Rosé, Bombay Sapphire, and the list literally goes on. So it's like, hey, you know what? We are here for Bacardí. So what you guys are going to be seeing are all the main components that work within our day-to-day operation. Let's take a look to our right. I was going to dissect everything you guys are going to see in terms of production. There's water, yeast, and molasses. Sencillo. They come to the department, and you have the beginning of alcohol production. This fermentation process is going to start in the brown tanks to our right-hand side. I want you guys to notice something very curious. Check out the trees. You see anything odd about the trees? That's correct. They're engulfed in a black substance, it seems. But that substance is a sustancia. That's actually a fungus. A fungus known as whiskey fungus. And whiskey fungus is a fungus that grows in the presence of alcohol. Now the smaller trees to our right are sugar canes, which is where one extracts the sugar cane juice from, to then refine and boil. And what you get a byproduct afterwards is the molasses. At the end of the road in those blue tanks is where we store our molasses. Molasses coming in refined from the Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Brazil, and many other countries that are all regulated under Bonsucro. So now, we've made our way around, and now we've made it to the visitor center. We're here, we're about to get the cocktail creation.
Here's the pathway back to the door to the visitor center. Then once you're in, you and your partner at your table have this cool setup with all the ingredients you'll need for the drinks you're going to make. And I'm going to let Danny take it over.
Together, porque juntos sí se puede, my friends. Towel. Now there are some ingredients that are going to be shared, and there's some ingredients that aren't going to be shared. And to keep things very simple, everything that's on the black mat is shared between you and your partner. The rums, we don't share the rums. Now, of course, we have to add ice. So the amount of ice that we're going to add will be all the way to the very top. This helps our cocktail maintain nice and chill and avoid further dilution. So ice all the way to the very top. Now the crazy thing about ice, friends, is that with less ice, the glass is less chilled and will dilute much more quicker. And if you go to a bar and you ask for less ice, they're still going to put the same amount of alcohol, friends. They're not going to replace one thing for the other. An ounce of rum is an ounce of rum. Ice or no ice. And now we can toast. Friends, let's raise up these glasses. Let's raise up these glasses. And as we say here in Puerto Rico, salud. Here coming the classic mojito. Don't worry, because if you guys still have your cocktails at the end of class, we got compostable cups in the back of the room for you guys to take all your cocktails on the go. All right, no se preocupen, you know, we got the compostable cups for that on the go action.
All right, now here we are at the gift shop. It's usual stuff. There's some bar glasses, some bar materials, shakers. Pretty much all the alcohol that they had was already stuff that you could buy in the States, with the exception of the one expensive one up here in the box that was about $150 a bottle. Other than that, everything else was just common stuff that I've seen on the shelves in the US. More liquor, shot glasses. It was just usual distillery fare. T-shirts, sweatshirts, sun shirts, hats, bucket hats, you know, everything branded. I'm not gonna lie, I did buy a t-shirt. That one right there, there was a t-shirt version of it with the Puerto Rican flag. Some of it was generic Bacardí branded items. Some of it was specific to Puerto Rico. Variety of hats, which, as much as I like hats, I surprisingly did not get. More glassware, more bottles. And of course, there was a section where you could bottle and seal your own bottle of Bacardí to take home with you. It was the expensive stuff, so I wasn't really worried about getting that this time around. Then the bus takes you back to the port, to the terminal. Hop on the ferry, get ready to go back. Nice look around here of Catano Bay. The thing that was bad timing, we were looking for a place to get a drink, something to eat. Every place was mostly closed because the weekend we went, the Monday we were there, was right after a huge weekend festival when millions and millions of people were in the San Juan, Puerto Rico area. So most every place that's usually open on Monday was closed to make up for all the extra time they were open on the weekends. And we found this really bad too in Old San Juan when we got back to the other side. You know, then it's just once the ferry gets to the terminal, boards up and leaves, take your 10 to 12 minutes back. It was a fun tour. I highly suggest going to Bacardí next time you're there, and be ready for more videos from the Siren of the Seas, because I also have a video about Old San Juan where we walked around when we got back. Thanks. And if you like this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more. See you next time.